Your strength isn't loud, but it's there. Learning to trust quiet resilience. The world rewards loud strength. We live in a world that claps the loudest for the boldest voices, big personalities, fast victories, public wins. We're taught that strength should be seen, heard, posted, celebrated. But not all strength is loud. Sometimes strength is quiet, steady, invisible to others, but undeniable when you feel it in your bones. You don't need to shout to be powerful. You don't need a spotlight to be strong. You just need to keep going, especially when it would be easier to give up. Quiet strength looks different. Quiet strength doesn't always show up in the ways people expect. It looks like getting out of bed on a hard day, saying no when it would be easier to say yes, forgiving someone who never apologized, choosing peace instead of proving a point, carrying yourself with dignity even when your heart is breaking. This kind of strength doesn't always win awards, but it changes lives, starting with your own. You don't have to perform strength. You don't need to wear confidence like a costume. You don't have to pretend to have it all together to be taken seriously. You don't need to be loud, aggressive, or emotionally bulletproof to be valid. Real strength is not about pretending. It's about enduring, choosing, trusting, even when it's not convenient or glamorous. You're allowed to feel fear and still be brave. You're allowed to be soft and still be solid. You're allowed to rest and still be resilient. Strength is not a performance, it's a practice. When no one sees what you're carrying, some of your hardest moments may be completely unseen. No one knows how much self control it took not to react in anger. No one knows how much effort you gave just to show up. No one knows how heavy it feels to hold the emotional weight for others. But just because no one sees it doesn't mean it isn't real. In fact, the strength you build when no one is watching might be the strongest kind there is. You're building something powerful in the quiet, in the small choices, in the decision to keep showing up for your life, even when it's hard, even when it's thankless. Trusting yourself when it's quiet. Sometimes we wait for outside validation to believe in our strength. But what if the only person who needs to recognize it is you? You can look at yourself in the mirror today and say, I'm still here. I've been through so much and I'm still standing. I may not be loud about it, but I'm proud of how far I've come. Let that be enough. Let that be powerful. Final thoughts. Strength doesn't need to roar. You don't need to fight your way through life to prove your strength. You don't need to explain your story to be valid. You don't need to match anyone's energy or pace or style. You just need to trust yourself. Trust the quiet power that has carried you this far. Trust the resilience that rises in you every time you choose peace, honesty, kindness, or growth. Because the strongest people are often the ones who speak softly, walk steadily, and love deeply, even after all they've been through. So if no one's told you lately, you are strong, even if your strength isn't loud, especially then. If this reflection brought you a moment of peace or insight, please consider liking the video and subscribing to Purely Voiced. Your support helps this space grow and reach more hearts that need it.